Testing, testing. Okay, I'm back. Ryan Higa will probably go down in history as the most influential YouTuber ever. Over a career spanning 13 years, Ryan is part of the first generation of YouTubers who has successfully transformed online videos from the unmediated, unpolished home movies to what it is today. A decade later, I think it's more than worthwhile taking a page out of Ryan Higa's book, because underneath the comedy, behind the jokes, is a man who understands how to tell a story. So let's dive in. This is How to Write Like Ryan.
How y'all feeling, Singapore?
There's a great confusion between the words mystery and suspense, and the two things are absolutely miles apart.
When talking about Ryan Higa, the first thing that'll come to your mind probably isn't the work of legendary director Alfred Hitchcock. But funny enough, I think there's a thin straight line to be drawn between Hitchcock's cinema of suspense and Ryan's YouTube sketches. And if you're a fan of Hitchcock, you're in for a treat because you'd be surprised how much of Hitchcock's techniques can be found in his videos. Ryan's sketches are often about building anticipation. That's how he makes you sit through an entire video waiting for a punchline you already know is coming. Ryan, like Hitchcock, knows all the little moves to draw out your curiosity, one of which is exposition.
All exposition, it's a pill that has to be sugar-coated.
So let's do an exercise. How do you give an audience information?
4 people are sitting around a table talking about baseball, whatever you like.
These guys are absolutely ridiculous.
So dumb.
I can't believe people believe in this stuff. Like, seriously?
Exposition is full of mundane information that the audience needs to know, but sometimes it's just too dull to list them out. Like Hitchcock, Ryan sugarcoats his premises in many ways. For instance, in this video, he employs repetition, where the characters in the scene continuously repeat a key line.
They'll find any reason to say it's Illuminati.
Oh, Miley Cyrus has an eyeball tattoo. Illuminati confirmed.
Doritos are triangle-shaped. Illuminati confirmed.
The 3 of us are still awake, but Erica's still sleeping. Illuminati confirmed.
By reinforcing this dialogue, not only is Ryan drawing our attention to how ridiculous the subject matter is, he's essentially baking the line in our memories. And by naming the video Proving the Illuminati is Real, Ryan is working the audience into anticipating a twist.
Oh my god.
But just sugarcoating boring information isn't enough. If you really want your audience hooked, you have to drop a bomb.
Tell the audience there is a bomb under that table and will go off in 5 minutes. But the whole emotion of the audience is totally different because you've given them that information.
Hitchcock's suspense depends on one thing: expectation. If you look at Marion's journey, every step of her actions up until right before she was murdered is within the plausible range of our expectations. She steals the money, she's spotted by her boss, she gets questioned by the police, she changes cars. The progression of the events are always going on the trajectory of expected failure. Meaning, by the time she stole the money, you knew it wasn't going to end well. Simply put, your knowledge that the bomb will go off is the suspense. And to be honest, I can even go as far as saying that all Ryan Higa's sketches hang upon that very principle. You know the Illuminati isn't real, you know the Earth isn't flat, and you know he's definitely not fighting Alex Wasabi for real. And given that knowledge, our anticipation of the off chance that our expectations might be wrong is exactly why we stay for the whole video. And since Ryan has us emotionally invested, he can toy with that investment by intentionally interrupting important information. For example, in this escape room sketch, the key objective is to find the key. So when Ryan says,
If you want to find the key, I could actually show you guys where.
No, we need help. Actual help.
and since Ryan has us worked up waiting for the answer, every line
How many times do I have to tell you guys that I have a girlfriend?
is putting us
And even me saying it out loud right now could get us all. Then don't say it.
on the edge of our seats. Sometimes the subject matter is so ridiculous, he can stall from the beginning of the video. For example, in Proving the Earth is Flat, we literally wait a full minute and 25 seconds before even hearing the line,
Proving that the Earth is actually flat.
The reason why that works is because good storytellers like Ryan Higa know how to guide the audience emotions by gauging the rhythm. He doesn't necessarily withhold the information, he just rations it so our curiosity heightens while we wait to be rewarded by the next one. Ryan had your curiosity, but now he has your attention. So you've told them there's a bomb under the table, you've told them it's going off in 5 minutes, you've ramped up the suspense, and now you've got your audience on the edge of their seats. What do you do now? How do you not fuck it up? And that brings us to the final point, the most important one.
The bomb must never go off. Because if you do, you work that audience into a state, and then they'll get angry because you haven't provided them with any relief.
Both Ryan and Hitchcock understand that suspense is an emotional roller coaster, and like all roller coaster rides, the satisfaction comes when it's over. Like ending a long conspiracy video with puns, revealing his girlfriend without actually revealing her, or even breaking out swearing after a serious speech.
You know, you f***ing disrespectful piece of shit. I hope you never find your game.
Ryan is relieving the tension by using comedy, and by ending these tense moments with comic relief, we're being reminded not to take things too seriously. Because other than just telling jokes, Ryan is more interested in using the jokes to give us a different perspective.
For example, I had a message that's basically, be nicer to people. I saw this scenario where this guy spilled something on somebody at a Starbucks once, and they were just so mad at each other.
What the f*** is your problem?
So for me, I took a very basic saying and I turned it into treat people like they're dying. So it's like a comedic take on it. But I was thinking about it, I was like, well, if that guy looked as if he were dying, say he had a crutch or something and he spilled coffee on him, you would not yell at that guy, he's dying.
And if all these things are done right, instead of a laugh, we end up with a smile on our faces. Arguably, I think these are more important than the comedy, and is why Ryan is still timelessly so relevant after all these years.
It's like, come on, like where did all the intelligent comedy go? And what's with all this immature, forced comedy?
So next time when you're about to write a new sketch, consider following these simple rules. First, don't be afraid to write your expositions. Spend time with the characters and let them talk it out. The audience isn't going to dislike your video because you chose to deliver a proper premise. And if they do, they're not worth your effort. And don't do that 5-second teaser shit before the intro thinking that will work. The audience can tell the difference between cheap tricks and a good story. Second, give the audience information. Don't hold back thinking it'll be the big reveal. Chances are they'll figure it out before you reveal it, and not every information in a story has the power to do this.
I am your father.
Third, build off that information. If there's an intention in a certain character's mind that'll twist the story later down the line, don't be afraid to expose that intention earlier. You'll be doing yourself a favor by creating suspense. And if you think none of these rules seems to help sell a joke, it's because you're not supposed to build your stories off of jokes. Do it the other way around. All Ryan Higa's sketches are meant to be funny, but he never steers off the story because he needs to make a joke. Lastly, don't let the bomb go off. You're essentially providing a relief for the audience. And if you've written based off of all these rules and it still doesn't seem to work, don't be afraid to add puns.
It just wasn't Nintendo.
Copied right infringement.
So here's a full cup. Now shut the full cup.
I can't help it. Like, literally.
Lots of bad puns.
This entire video is a troll video.
What? No, it's
You
not.
made us sit through this entire video for one bad pun.
Not bad pun. Puns are the highest form of literature.
It's hard to imagine that it's been 13 years since Ryan Higa first uploaded to YouTube. As a millennial, being able to grow up with the first generation of YouTubers is certainly a privilege I took for granted. But doing this little essay has made me realize how much attention to detail was put into these contents long before YouTube was a billion-dollar business. Today, Ryan Higa is long gone from the YouTube spotlight. Our leaderboards are crowded by channels run by companies with corporate incentives over passion for good stories. But in my heart, there'll always be a soft spot for genuine YouTubers like Ryan Higa. Because no matter how old the video gets,
And we will be teaching you how to be...
craft is timeless. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. It's been a long time since I've posted. I'm sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm a huge fan of Ryan Higa. And if you are too, I hope you like this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.